What is up, Dark Review Nation? Here is a review that probably no one was expecting me to do. It is a review on Kingdom Rush Vengeance, the fourth installment in this amazing franchise for mobile devices and computers and all that. Kingdom Rush is a tower defense game, for those of you who don't know. It is unbelievable. It's one of my favorite franchises, literally of all time. So super hyped to talk about it. I just finished it. It's a really fun game. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about gameplay, presentation, and overall impact of the game. Again, this is just an app, so it's not really that can be, too in-depth. This isn't God of War, but nevertheless, let's jump right into it. Kingdom Rush Vengeance.
I love the smell of rocks. Ours is...
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Kingdom Rush has 4 games in it. Kingdom Rush, the first one, Kingdom Rush Frontiers, which is actually my favorite one, Kingdom Rush Origins, and Kingdom Rush Vengeance. And they're really cheap. I think they're like $3 or $4 on the App Store. And I know people are like, I'm not paying for an app. But if you can spend like $4 on McDonald's, and you can spend $4 on an app, you'll spend a good number of hours on. How to describe this game? It's very short. It's very simple. It's a tower defense game where you don't let the enemies get past these points. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. Depends on the map. Pretty much that's all it is. Seems very simple, kind of boring. It's actually quite on the contrary. Because as a whole, Kingdom Rush, you could say this with a lot of franchises, it's been the same for 4 games straight now. And I don't mind that one bit. Because we're seeing the same happening with games like, you could say any franchise. Far Cry is the same every time. Tomb Raider is the same every time, the reboot. Call of Duty is the same every time. Every single year there's a new sports game for every kind of sport out there. But yet, they're still fun. Because they have a good formula. And I'll say it once, and that'll be it. Kingdom Rush is amazing because they put the time and effort to make a great app. Literally so much detail. There's so many different heroes, there's so many different enemies, so many different towers, so many different ways you could play the same map. It makes its replayability outstanding. And I think that is the number one reason why I keep coming back to this game and this franchise. I'm a huge fan of tower defense. You rarely see them on PS4 or any consoles. I've only played one, which is Tower Defense Grid, I think it was called. Surprisingly, was really good. But nothing comes close to Kingdom Rush in the tower defense world. And I honestly believe this is the reason why I don't play any other app games. I literally don't play any other app games. The only ones I've ever played is Injustice, and because that was really in depth, and I'm a superhero fan. So, but there's so many little Easter eggs around the map and everything that you can really just sit there and enjoy what you're playing. And it doesn't take a lot of time out of your day. Like if you can go sit down and play a story mode game or anything, you can just sit down, spend 10 minutes on the map, and if it doesn't work, come again, try a completely different strategy. It's just overall super fun. That is correct. 86 out of 100 for the gameplay. Pros, very fun, replayable, lots of customization. I'm talking lots of heroes, lots of towers, lots of different ways to play. Cons, I didn't really find any cons for gameplay. This is straight up as fun as a game you can get, especially for how cheap it is. For the quality you get out of it too. Most games are like $80 nowadays. So the amount of content you get for the upfront purchase on the whole Kingdom Rush franchise is insane. But moving on to presentation. Presentation. This is going to be quite a short one because this is just, a mobile app. But presentation, one thing Kingdom Rush gets right is that it looks smooth. And more importantly, the music is spot on. From the Kingdom Rush franchise, every map has its own, soundtrack, and every game has its own theme. One of my favorite themes is from Kingdom Rush Frontiers. Just give this a quick half a minute listen. It's very well. My personal favorite out of all the 4 games. Presentation, there really isn't much to say because the game isn't that big, honestly. The soundtracks are super. The game looks really smooth. The voice acting is pretty good. There's no really like dialogue scenes. It's just little sound bites. But overall, for an app, I find it entertaining and it's very well done for a few bucks. They really put the effort in. That is correct. 89 out of 100. Pretty high. Pros, very smooth looking, great soundtracks, amazing attention to detail. No cons. The entire Kingdom Rush franchises always paid attention to tiny details. Their presentation is off the charts. Vengeance is no exception. Still a category to go though. General impact, let's bring it home. Okay, so overall impact. This game got a lot right. It had the most towers out of all the games. And it's very hard to top Frontiers for me, which it didn't in the end. I would probably fit this game probably third, to be honest, out of the four, only because Frontiers is number one, Origins is number two, this would be third, just because, is it just me, or was there less levels? Because I feel like I got through this game very quickly, and there still is the optional super waves and all that we can do, the challenges and whatnot, and you had that in the other games, but in this one, as far as I know, unless it's unlocked after you do every single challenge, which would be really dumb, you can't do endless waves. And I know that they were added in after that the other games were released, but with the success of the endless waves, you would probably add them in right away. And another thing to point out is that the towers in this game are pretty damn balanced. There is one tower though that is a little bit better, and not by much, which is the I don't remember the name of it. It's the DLC laser beam one. It's pretty OP when you think about it, but all in all, this game is a solid for the franchise. It's definitely better than the first one, which is what I've always said is the weakest one. And this game came in, I pre-ordered it, hyped up for it, finished it in like a week and a half, which I kind of wish I waited longer, but when the game is that good, you can't wait. So all in all, in the end, this game is third best out of the franchise for me. Just your average fun Kingdom Rush game. Here we are, 70 out of 100 for overall impact. Pros, classic Kingdom Rush gameplay. That's all I wanted. I didn't want them to flip the script. I didn't want them to do anything different. Just have the same gameplay. Give me different towers, some variation, and I'll be a happy boy. You can select your towers. It's super cool. Cons, not as iconic as the first two. Well, the last two, Frontiers and Origins, number 2 and 3. But it's hard to do that. Tale of the Tape overall is 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, 8.4 out of 10 is a pretty solid score, especially for an app. Very great attention. I can't stress that enough about this app. I look at games like Far Cry 5 and how undeveloped that was. This app was more developed than Far Cry 5, and Far Cry is a huge franchise, but enough bashing with Far Cry 5. I've done it all year. 8.4 out of 10. Do you agree? Let me know down in the comments. I was thinking about doing a tower review or a hero review, something like that in the future. I know my next video will most likely be a vampire review. I just finished Dontnod's vampire game. It was very entertaining, and I have a lot to say on that game. That'll be a much longer review. Well, not much longer, a little bit longer, because this is just a little app, but hopefully you enjoyed this review, and I'll stop my rambling now. So see you next time. Peace.
For the wicked. No man should have this power.
Thank you guys for watching and sticking in till the end. You guys are the MVP. Comment your thoughts down below. I actually really do want to hear the voice and opinion of the people. Subscribe for more content. There will always be more videos I'm putting out. I love making videos. Hopefully you'll be here for next time. Dark Views signing out. Peace.